Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat on the way in. Oh boy. Is this Mr. Z's pre-Doomer stream? Are we gonna low key make this somewhat of a Doomer stream? We'll see. We'll see. Um, so shout out to Tone Talks and shout out to Jason Black. We already know they disagree on many things, but one thing they do agree on is previous generations weren't necessarily the greatest with the money, right? Or maybe they didn't foresee how the environment was going to change and what that would mean for their children, right? So we're not speaking necessarily about the Black Urus and the BGSs of the world, right? The Art New Styles of the world. We're not speaking about those brothers, but a whole lot of older Xers and Boomers. Yeah, that money though, right? Um, Especially the white boomers. White boomers, right? So this stream was inspired by, and excuse me, give me a second. Actually, let me go that way. This stream was inspired by a random person that I'm a woman, right, who made a comment in Tone Talks um live chat when he was streaming, essentially saying, do you not now see, or now y'all trying to pressure women to have children? Do you not see why women don't want to have children? Um, and there was another comment that, you know, let me say it like this. You know, black men, they really do see you as their reparations, right? So, you know, what we have is a number of women who parents aren't going to leave them much, who parents weren't exactly there for them financially after the age of 18 or 19 or maybe even 17, or right. And many of them have their college degrees and maybe even advanced degrees, um and the payout isn't exactly getting them what they think they deserve. And this is where you come in, black men, because you're supposed to make up for that, right? You are supposed to make up for the fact that dad and mom aren't really going to leave her much. Dad and mom might actually leave her in debt. She might actually be helping mom out, right? Huh. So, you know, Tone speaks about, $300,000 to raise a child right now. It actually is probably more than that. Um, and Jason Black speaks about how $74,000 isn't middle class. And remember, that's $74,000 median household income, right? And excuse me, Jason, if you're full on this, but it's almost like you were using that interchangeably with individual income. I might be a little confused. Maybe I wasn't paying attention well enough. But yeah, $74,000 is the median household income, not the median individual income. The median individual income is down there in like the 40 somethings, right? Maybe even 30 somethings thousands. So yeah, this ain't looking good. Nope, nope, no, it's not. Right. Black men, they really see you as their reparations. Um, if I'm not mistaken, and somebody looked this up while I'm saying it to correct me, but I remember hearing something like your average Harvard graduate earns some 70 some odd $1,000 a year. If anybody wants to look that up to maybe correct Z, right? Look up if it's median or average, or maybe I'm 100% off. But your average Harvard graduate, remember, this is like the most prestigious institution, arguably on the planet, not just even in America, arguably on the planet. I don't know how true that is, right? But so I've heard. And if that's true, yeah. So our most prestigious institution is still producing, on average, people that still earn less than six figures, right? I was speaking to a coworker a little bit about this earlier as I was re-listening to Tone Talk stream, and I was deciding whether I wanted to do my own stream about it. Um, and I was saying to him, you know, and yes, this is a reckless stream, so if we do an abrupt stop, y'all already know. Don't put it in the comments. Um, I was saying to him, the real issue we have with this, on top of the financial issue and the fact that many of us, our parents, aren't actually going to leave us much, if anything at all, um, is that the women aren't even honest about the environment and that they actually need you, particularly black women. And what makes that interesting is that their ego won't say, "Hey, I need you and I need you to help me. I need you to save me. I need the life raft," because of the power dynamic of saying "I need you." So what they try to do is shame you into it with, "Well, you're a man and that's what you're supposed to do," right? "Well, you're a man and that's what you're supposed to do." So instead of saying, "Look, I graduated college and it's not paying what I thought it was going to pay. Plus, I don't actually like this job anyway, right? And I'm in student loan debt up to my eyeballs. And I really rather not be working an extra 10 or some odd hours of overtime a week. Dear black man, come help me, please. Come save me, please. I'll get down with your program. How Obsidian say it? Horse trade. Bargain. Cooperate. No, 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 no. We can't do that. So we frame our desperation. We frame the desperation as, well, that's what you're supposed to do anyway because you're a man. Now, in another breath, they'll tell you that you're not a man because you're not a white man. And we all know the white man is the real man and everybody else is boys. Everybody else are boys. Jake, that's my point exactly. And Jake says, that would require humility, Z. My point exactly. Right? And Trell says 42K for black men, 39K for black women, median individual income. And Leon says, because I think I saw you answer that Harvard. Yep. And there it goes. And Leon says, yes, 70-ish K out of Harvard, especially if you don't have a STEM degree. Excuse me. AKA Africana Studies. Uh-oh. Well, that part. Right. Huh. So instead of being honest with black men, and by the way, Trell, I think those numbers are for 40-hour work weeks. I don't even think those numbers are for like all working black women. I think that's specifically for 40-hour work weeks. I'm not 100% sure about that. I might be a little off, right? Right? And Adrix says entrepreneur with median salary for Yale at 88 and 84,000 for Harvard. Huh. Well, I mean, if those two people marry, then you bring in home over $160,000 a year, right? Over $170,000 a year. If those two people marry, that's pretty nice, right? But what happens when you're a black woman and you're earning, like Trail said, $39,000 a year? How do you compete against the married couple from Yale or Harvard that's bringing home $170,000 a year, and you telling black men how they're not on your level, and you're not doing struggle love, and you're not doing potential because you watch your mom do that with your dad or your stepfather? So you're making 39 now. At the height of your working life, you're going to be earning some 50 some odd, maybe 60 if you're lucky, maybe 70. You're bragging about this home that you just bought. And you live in a country where the white woman that was selling you on that feminist crap, she got married, and she got married a decade or so before you. She got married at 28, 30, 32 years old. She earned 80 some odd $1,000 a year. Her man earned a little bit more than her at 80 some odd, 90 some odd, 100,000. She's selling you on female right and female power and entrepreneurialism and all that, right? That's what she's selling you on, right? She's selling you on that, huh? Right? Meanwhile, she's married to the white dude and they earning 170 together. You're earning 40 something by yourself, 50, 60 something by yourself. Telling black men how they're not on your level. I don't know. I don't know, ladies. Right? And instead of black women saying, "Hey, let me work with a black man. Maybe even he earns a couple dollars less than me." Oh, I said it. Oh, yeah, yeah. Mr. Z said it. Yeah, I did. Yes, I did. Yes, I did. I don't know where y'all get off with this. We the only women told to settle. Why black women always told to settle? White women aren't told to settle. Fine then. Be by yourself. Earn your 50, 60 something by yourself. Instead of you working with a black man, he earned 43, you earn 55, y'all make something work. He's beneath you, fine then. Go try to bump Becky off so that you can marry her man. Have fun with that. Right? Go try to bump Becky off so you can go marry her man. So now Lathan shows you that ain't gonna work. Right? Trying to be Miss Cartwright. That's not gonna work. Yeah, I'm following it a little bit. I'm following it a little bit, Jake. And Jake says, "Oh Lord, Fanny." Yeah, I'm following it because Kareen asked me to look it up, and my younger sister gave me a little bit of the details yesterday. I was speaking to her, and she was she was telling me certain things, and yeah, yeah, it ain't looking good, right? And Leon says, and give me a second. And Leon says, "Thank you for the super chat. Off topic, but I don't need anything from a man. A man is not a plan. A man is a companion. Um, is catching fire on social media. Companion, she paying. Yes, right? Huh? Wow. So that's I'll look it up. I'll look it up after this stream. And Leon says, off topic, but I don't need a man. I don't need anything from a man. A man is not a plan. A man is a companion. All this rhetoric, and yet it's the married couples running off and leaving the gap. One of the links I put, I've watched it at least a dozen times now, of Richard Reeves speaking about who would have ever thought that it was the people that could essentially the same thing that Sarah was trying to press Rebecca Traister on. The people, the women, but okay, fine, the people that can most afford to go it alone are the ones that end up getting married and oftentimes staying married. Huh? So that I don't need anything from a man. A man is not a plan. That sound nice. And those white feminists and even some of the black ones will sell y'all on that. Right? Bowser will sell you on that. Isn't Bowser coupled up with a dude that's doing pretty well in life right now? Uh-oh. Yeah, she might not be married to him yet. Yeah, she said she don't want to have kids for now. Let Bowser turn around and get married to this dude and have children. Oh, Mr. Z is going to be laughing at y'all ass. She's going to try to make it, oh, but the way he acts, and he's not like these toxic men, and he's not like this, and he's a companion, and all that sound nice. It sounds nice. All that, a woman needs a man like a fish needs a bicycle type talk. Yeah, that sounds nice. And these women, they sell y'all on. I told y'all Bowser was a petite bourgeoisie elitist a hole, and she's gonna sell y'all. I said that back in what 2021? Excuse me, not 2021, 2022, maybe early 2023. Dear ladies, dear black women, these feminists, both the white ones and the black ones, but definitely the white ones, they sell y'all all on this female power. You don't need no man, right? Especially the solid middle and upper middle class feminists talking all that talk in y'all ear. Then they turn around and get married to okay men that are doing well financially or at least educationally, and they go sell out in the sunset while they sell y'all on that. Rebecca Tracer, Bowser. Bowser's in the real now. It's past a year. She's working on 2 years now. He gonna mess around and propose. She's gonna say yes. All that. I don't want to have kids. Maybe she does. And all of you women that you align with her, you agree with her, and yeah, that sound nice. Okay, right. All of these petite bourgeoisie black women selling y'all on it. If I gotta keep on bringing up the radical feminists. If these women ain't eating vagina, then what the hell? If they're not in same sex loving, dear black women, if these women are not insane, at least you gotta give Princella that. You know where she coming from. She dirty macking her ass off. At least we know she in a same sex loving relationship. But all the rest of these others, all of them, from Crystalline Karazin to Chrissy, because Chrissy didn't, she said, I'm not interested in dating black men as of right now. She didn't completely X black men out. I listen to her for right now. That mean it's still open. I promise you that lady probably end up with a black man eventually. All these women, when they bitter and angry, they can't just own that it's them and they got a freaking issue. That they're the one with the character flaw. That's why they can't keep no man, white, black, Latino, Asian, or otherwise. So when they're going through it on their channel, Yanny, they want to make movements, decenter men, colorism, featureism, texturism, all that crap. They sell y'all on that. Y'all sink y'all emotions to them. Then they meet the guy, they get married, or they couple up, and they go sell out in the sunset, and they leave y'all with holding the bag with all the depression and the loneliness and the rose toy. Now what? Crystalline Karazin was talking all that crap, married to the white dude. What happened? Divorce. Black men, right? Black men are the issue. You had the white man. And not no bum ass white dude neither. You had the super square Poindexter white man. What happened? Huh? It ain't looking good. So yeah, Leon, let me read this one more again. And Leon says, and thank you for the super chat. Off topic, but I don't need anything from a man. A man is not a plan. A man is a companion. Is catching fire on social media. Companion, she's paying. I agree. Because we all know it's not real. Let me say this again for FD Signifier for the 1 zillionth time. When women start speaking that egalitarian talk, they don't mean it. Egalitarian for them is men pay and not in the power, the influence of being the predominant or the head breadwinner. They want you to not have that. You still pay. You're still paymaster. You're still paying for 75, 80, 90, 100% of the bills, and you're also doing some of the chores, if not at least half, if not all. But you don't have the predominant say in the house. That's egalitarianism to them. At best, y'all split the chores at the house. Let's say Mr. Z said at best. Mr. Z said at best, right? You pay 80, 75, 80, 90, 100% of the bills. And that's egalitarianism. What type of egalitarian? No. At best, that's matriarchy. At best. But let's be honest, gynocracy. What did the lady say on that stream? I have the first say and the last say. Whose stream was that? Was it Louis that posted the stream where the lady was like, I have, where she was arguing back and forth with the dude? No. I want it. Was it Sarge Willie Pete who put the stream up? I can't remember. I want to say it was from Clubhouse, and the lady was like, I have the first say and the last say at my house, right? And when the brother finally registered what she was saying, what you thought? When black women say egalitarianism, that's what they mean. You pay and shut up. You don't exercise any of that power and that influence and that predominant position that you being paymaster should entail. Absolutely not. That's egalitarianism to them. That's why I say patriarchy under feminist specifications. Y'all call that egalitarianism. That's not egalitarianism. Shout out to the young lady that said it. Provide, protect, and shut up. Thank you, Chell. At best. Thank you, Vince. And Vincent says, Sarge Willie Pete. Okay, so it was Sarge Willie Pete. And Jake says Sarge Willie Pete. Yeah. Yeah, and then Faber says, Sarge Willie Pete on Blog Talk Radio with Captain Solo. Yeah. Right. And once again, thank you for the super chat, Leon. Provide, protect, and shut up. Huh? Sounds nice. So, like I said, these women really are looking for you to be their reparations. Black women are looking for you to be their reparations. Non-black women are looking for you that find themselves in this position where their parents might not have left them much. They're just looking for you to be their safety net. None of the women have the ovaries to actually say it, though. Their egos won't let them, especially the black ones. Their egos won't let them, because then you realize the position you're in. The whole, dear black men, you still earn more than black women. All that talk about their education, black men, on average, you still earn more than black women. I don't care if it's a penny more. You still earn more than black women, and you still put in more hours at work than black women. Chrissy could do all the talking she want. All these women, Yanni, what's the incentive? How about not starving? Because you're good, Yanni, at least you are financially. That emotional state, on the other hand, that mental state, on the other hand, ugh. Right? I see you starting to mess with the occult more and more. You say you might as well say manifest, Yanni, because you saying it without saying it. You might as well. Huh? Yanni, your subscribers, Yanni, on average, they need men. They need black men. They're not going to make it, Yanni. In the current environment, they're going to barely make it, even with the black man. But without one, they're going to drown. They're going to drown. And I want to make sure, listen, I already told y'all, I use all the logical fallacies. Here's the one about shame. I want you to feel bad about it. Oh yeah, you heard Mr. Z. I want you to feel guilty. I have no problem admitting that. All you, Mr. Z doesn't push that on his channel. I want y'all to feel guilty, especially when last minute y'all end up with a man, y'all go get married, or y'all couple up for long enough, long-term relationship, maybe have a couple of kids, and all those women y'all was selling this BS to are out here single, destitute, living in their parents' home in their 40s. I want you to feel guilty about that. You absolutely right. Trail still feel the burn. Hysterical, right? Thank you, Ryan. Hashtag bring shame back. And you should feel shame about that. Bowser, you should feel shame. Well, I don't know. I couldn't do it because I've seen so many of these educated women. They end up with blue collar men, and these men don't value education, and they don't have the same value system. Most men are becoming more and more. But we're not trying to be in them spaces with y'all. Not at work, and definitely not in higher education. Who want to go to a college campus and be told how inept you are, and how you're a terrorist, and how you terrorize women? For those of you that don't understand, Mr. Z purposely mispronounces that word. Every once in a while I'll slip up and actually say it the right way. I'm purposely mispronouncing it, algorithm and whatnot. You already know. Huh? You say that to your subscribers, Bowser. But guess what? They're gonna need, because most of these women don't got it like that, and their parents don't got it like that. And their parents ain't gonna leave them much. So what are you telling black women who are earning 28, 35, 42, 50, 55,000, $60,000 a year? What are you telling them? Huh? You're earning good money. Apparently, your man is earning good money. And yet we have what? $47,000 a year, 42,000, $38,000 a year black women listening to you. And what are you telling them? Why? Because they're in a white collar space, because she's a paralegal, junior paralegal, earning $50,000 a year. She could move how you move? Huh? She could turn her nose up at blue collar men? She can, well, let me say this better. Can she afford to turn her nose up at blue collar men the way you do? Can she afford to turn her nose up at a black blue collar man? Bowser. Chrissy, can black women afford to turn their nose up at a man that's propositioning a 50-50 relationship financially? Can black women afford to do it? Maybe you can afford to do it, Chrissy, but can the average black woman afford to do it? While you mock them, can they afford to do it? Real talk with Yanni, when you say what's the incentive, you forgot. You have 22 and 23-year-old Gen Z black women listening to you, Yanni. Yanni, you have 22 and 23 and 17-year-old and 24-year-old black women listening to you, Yanni. They can't move like you, Yanni. They're not earning six figures on YouTube. They will never earn six figures, Yanni. Two-thirds of men, I didn't just say black men, two-thirds of men in America never earn more than $65,000 a year in their lifetime. So what does that mean for black women, Yanni? What's the incentive? If you weren't looking for black men or men in general, but black men to be your reparations, then you would maybe make something work with a black man and you can barely float. I'm gonna be honest with y'all. Y'all can barely keep your nose above water, but without a black man, or you are going to drown. And what does drowning look like, Z? Living your parents' home in your 40s and 50s if they still alive? Living with a sibling? Having a roommate well into your 40s? Being your boss or your supervisor's little secret 2 o'clock in the morning booty call, whether that supervisor be a white man, a black man, a Latino man, an Asian man, a black woman. Oops. Huh? Never really having no real connection. Let's be honest, most of y'all can't keep a friend for more than 5, 6 years anyway. Having a little, and as you get older, when you're in your 40s and 50s, having a 28-year-old come through to knock the cobwebs out every once in a while. What you think Z don't know? Right? And thank you for the super chat. Like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And KMS says, so let me get this straight. I'm supposed to beg these. I like how you did it. I love how you did it. I'm supposed to beg these I mean these lovely ladies. KMS, that's funny. Right? I'm supposed to beg these lovely ladies to be given the opportunity to die 10 years earlier, breaking my back to give a black woman a lavish life of laziness. Yet me asking for a sandwich, shout out to Dr. Thunder, me asking for a sandwich is oppression. Get the get the hell out of here. Yes, KMS. The answer to your question is yes. And you're supposed to do it with a smile. And you're supposed to do it with a smile. Right? That's the whole point. You are supposed to, yes, to answer your question, KMS, absolutely. That is your job as a man. And that's why I'm framing it the way I am. These women are struggling financially. They're barely holding on psychologically, well, mentally and emotionally, right? So they're struggling financially. Just like that, you see the therapist lost it. When she lost her job, she lost it. Right? Once she lost her job, that was the only thing still that was probably holding her barely sane. Once she lost her job, she lost it. That's many of these women, not even just black women. That's many of them. That's why you see them crying all in their cars, all on TikTok, all on YouTube. White, black, Latina, a couple of Asian women. We're not even gonna get to the fact that they all huddling on the same 20%, 15% of men. We're not even gonna mention that. Right? So instead of being honest with men and more importantly, honest with themselves. Oh, I'm not going to be able to do this alone. And not only am I not going to be able to do this alone, I sound delusional by holding out hope. I said it, holding out hope for the 100 and 150 and 200 and $250,000 a year man, the $300,000 a year man. I'm earning 47,000, 42, 43. I need to get with a man that's earning 40 to 70. Maybe we can make something shake. Instead of being honest with themselves about that, they listen to Yanni, they listen to Bowser, they listen to Chrissy. Well, when Cynthia G had her channel, they listen to Cynthia G, they listen to Themis, they listen to FD, they listen to Foreign Man in a Foreign Land because they find him attractive. Huh? They listen to Waving the Red Flag because they find Josh attractive, they find Eddie attractive. Sorry, Alvin, no. They're like that Alvin Panders. And this is their way of being like, see, there's a couple of men that don't think like this and that are not toxic. Oh, exactly. Thank you, Jake. Thank you. They listen to Shira. Oh, they get Shira 7 is doing numbers. I didn't realize how much. So I had I know of, obviously, I knew of Shira 7 for the longest, but I didn't realize she was doing numbers on TikTok. Right? It's like one of those things. It's like when you wake up and you slowly start to open your eyes. The more I look into it, the more I'm like, oh, she really doing numbers. Because on YouTube, not so much, but on TikTok, from my understanding, it's insane. Right? And that you can credit that to women needing something they need. And what I found interesting, let me rewind. When I watched Yanni reviewing Shira 7 and being, people trying to quote unquote cancel her, and she played a couple of videos at the end. This is Yanni playing a couple of videos at the end of other women giving their take on Shira 7. And a number of them said, how did y'all not know that Shira 7 is this person? She's selfish. I watch her for the entertainment of it all. And but they're accurately critiquing her, but they're letting you know that they watch her for the entertainment. So once again, and we heard Tone reference this years ago when he was speaking about these reality TV shows, right? And so many women watching chaos, their life is okay. They have a man, they're in an okay relationship, they're all right. I didn't say it's great, I didn't say it's bad. They're okay. Ish. And yet they're being entertained by this woman. What part of you likes this? There's something about you that connects to this way of thinking, this very shrewd, cold, calculated, Freeman-esque, Milton Freeman, Hayek-esque, Frederick Hayek, Randian, Ayn Rand, way of viewing relationships and men, black men. Huh? What about this do you agree with? And tying this back to the subject matter, I think it's because in a weird way it ties back to black men being black women's reparations. It's men in general, but specifically black men. See, when you listen to Cynthia G talk, what was she levying on black men? You didn't build Wakanda. You had about 60 years since the end of Jim Crow. Why didn't you build Wakanda? Never mind the fact that black men were being murdered in the streets during the civil rights movement, been beaten and had dogs sticked on them and hit with water hoses so that these women could turn around and defecate on black men. Never mind that. And when they really say you didn't build Wakanda, what they're saying is you didn't make black women rich white women. Notice Mr. Z didn't say upper middle class. I said it the way I meant it. You didn't make black women rich and elite white women. You had 60 years since the end of Jim Crow. Never mind the sabotage. Never mind that even white folks got knocked on their ass with neoliberalism. Your average white person, your average white man. Never mind that. You, dear black men, you are tasked with being black women's reparations. Not the government, not her parents or grandparents. No, you, her potential boyfriend and husband. That's mainly us Xers, us millennials, us Gen Z, black men. You are tasked with being black women's reparations. So it's your fault that the jobs aren't unionized. It's your fault. It's your fault that children cost some $300,000 to raise at bare minimum. That's your fault. All of us Xers and millennials and Gen Z that just got here. Right? You're the reason for NAFTA. You're the reason for the Telecom Act. You're the reason for the repeal of Glass-Steagall. Huh? I didn't even bring up second wave plus feminism yet. I didn't even bring up third wave feminism yet. We're just talking about the money and the policies right now. You're the reason that they financialize college and university, and a whole lot of these women have gone to college and university for things that they should have never even had to go to college and university for. You should have been able to go to a class for 6 months, 9 months, get your certificate, and then get into that career field. Huh? You're the reason why Bill Clinton slashed welfare. That's your fault, black man. Huh? You're the reason why they weaponized, they were already doing it. They weaponized prison and jail to move you out the way to make space for immigrants. And then black women turn around and compare you to those immigrants and their sons. Right? And being the child of immigrants, not even the black ones, not really. They compare you to the Asian man and his son, and the Asian man and his son are beating on them in hair salons. Well, look, would you look at that? Hysterical, Vincent. Vincent said, "It ain't my fault." Master P voice, hysterical. That was really mystical and shook the shocker though. I'm just saying. Thank you, Better You. And Better You says, hold up, isn't Chris Smalls a black man that unionized Amazon in New York? Yeah, but you got to remember, Chris Smalls is a dusty. Chris Smalls dresses in urban dress. Brother was still rocking braids. Goddamn. And he worked at Amazon and got fired, but he worked at He's a dusty. They don't care. No, bro. We bought it up. You know, I was on the panel with the Raj Report and Black Uru and them and a bunch of us congratulating this brother and the other two brothers that helped to unionize that Amazon, and now they're helping to kickstart the unionization effort for a whole bunch of industries, not just the warehouses. Then you hear about Starbucks and all these other people that's trying to be unionized. Starbucks is a little different because their turnover rate, right? Chris Smalls and the other two brothers helped to kick off that. And guess what? You didn't hear nothing from the ladies. Of course not. Bowser's supposed to be a card carrying leftist. I don't recall her saying that. Maybe she's sitting on one of these streams I didn't watch. Possibly. Or maybe on a Patreon. But I don't recall her mentioning that. Yanni definitely not going to mention that. Paris is not. Chrissy is not. Why? Because he's a dusty. Never mind that he literally put money in the pockets of not just black people, but working class and poor Americans. Literally by unionizing. He helped to kick off a unionizing effort around the country. That's not just going to help black people, but working class and poor Americans, period. He should be lauded, but you don't hear nothing from them. Because he ain't rich. He's not rich. That man did more for not just black people, but for Americans than any one of these women. Any of them. I would argue combined. Him and the two other brothers did more than whatever Bowser has, whatever little NGO or whatever little organization she has. That brother did more than her. Huh? Oh yeah, no, Kareem, you did. And Kareem says, except for me, from me, LOL. I bigged him up every time. Black men always helping others. Thank you, Kareem. Yes, you did. As a matter of fact, I think Kareem, weren't you part of that panel too? Shout out to Kareem. Kareem did. Yes, she did. We got to give it to Kareem. Yes, she did. Trail said the dust shall inherit the earth. Hysterical. And once again, KMS, thank you for that first super chat. Thank you very much. Right? I should have never said esque. Y'all killing me. Trail said okay esque. Where's the other? Ryan says Margaret Sanger esque. Trail said Nasik ish. Hysterical. Right? But yes, it is oppression, KMS, to ask the woman that is demanding that you be her reparations for a sandwich. Excuse me, I said it the wrong way. Savage, right? Once again, shout out to Dr. Thunder. Absolutely, that's oppression. Yes, she gets to ask you to, at the very least, come in with 75% of the. You got to carry the family on your back at least 75%, at least, and she can't make you a sandwich. Yes, that's oppression. You might as well actually, you not even ask. You might as well demand that she's barefoot and pregnant in the kitchen, slaving away, making food all day like it takes all day. These modern technology has just completely revolutionized all of these things. Yet they act like you're demanding what? A sandwich? Asking for a sandwich and maybe some head, and you asking to be a streetwalker. Right? Vincent, black men don't feel oppression. Absolutely not. You're the oppressor. Don't forget the article. What did it say? Black men are the white supremacists of the black community. And there was another one that came, I always reference that one. There was another one that was published around the same time that said almost the same thing in the title, but I always forget the name of it. Right? This is like that 2016 to about like 2018, right? Where these articles were just absolutely, it's like they were playing top trump of like who can write the most insane, scathing, insulting, belittling article with the most catchy, insulting title about black men. And there was obviously black male feminists competing in that also. Black men and black women competing to see who can say the most insulting thing about straight black men. Right? Thank you, Demetrius. And Demetrius says, don't forget the concept of the oppressed oppressor, right? Exactly. Exactly. And I say all of this to say once again, to wrap back to the topic, if you see the environment, but your ego won't let you admit, and I said it to BGS before, these people, many of them, like Kevin is right, they will buy a dog and die alone because their ego won't let them admit how much they need men, black men. Their ego won't let them admit it to themselves. Forget just to you, to themselves. Right? They can't admit that they don't have it in them, the wherewithal to put in that 50 some odd 60 hours a week. They ain't built for it. I'm not saying no women are built for that, but most women aren't. They see their financial cap. They know it's 55, 60 grand if they're lucky. 70 if they're lucky. But their ego won't let them admit that's not enough. I need somebody else to help carry this load. And I might have to smile and be nice. I might have to make a sandwich occasionally. Enthusiastic sex, that might be part of the bargain. Their ego won't let them. So once again, they listen to FD, they listen to Bowser, they listen to Yanny, they listen to Chrissy, they listen to Shira 7. When Cynthia G was on, they listen to Cynthia G. They go all the way even more extreme than Cynthia G and listen to that Matrix, whatever her face is. They listen to Sovereign Black Woman. They listen to Lexus Exodus. They listen to Princella. Sovereign Black Woman is like one issue away from pretty much sounding like Princella. The only difference I think is she doesn't want to eat vagina. She's on the same thing Princella's on. The only difference with sovereign black woman is she don't want to eat vagina. At least from what I can see. But she's saying the same thing Princella is saying. Right? Vincent said, Drake! Black women cooperate. Drake! Alexa, put up the meme of Soldier Boy saying Drake. That's funny. For those of you that don't know, oh, you missed a highlight cultural black moment. Right? Just put up Breakfast Club Soldier Boy interview, and it should come up. Right? Hysterical. So these people listen to, once again, the waving the red flags and all these other people to assuage their fear, their utter terror. See, that ego is telling them, I'm gonna find a way. I'm gonna be all right. No, you're not. No, you're not. Y'all look. Hey, we see them. We see those videos, lady. We see those TikTok videos where y'all crying in the car. Black women are just a bit more stoic. Wouldn't be the word, temperamental. So when a white and Latina women are like kind of sort of admitting they need a man, black women are chastising black men, poking black men with a stick, trying to prod black men like we on some LGBTQ stuff. Hey man, this is your job. This is what you're supposed to do. Where white folks, and I hate doing this, y'all know I hate comparing black people to white people. Where white folks are admitting, okay, the men have dropped out, they don't even want to date. Oh God, we got a problem. Emergency, emergency. We done hit the iceberg. 60 some odd % of men not only are single, they're not even interested in dating. Emergency. The white folks are full on panic mode. All the sirens are going off. Not in the black community. In the black community, we got people like Dr. Umar Johnson chastising you, going on to Daily Wrap-Up Crew and telling you need to take care of these women. We got Steve Harvey saying it's a man's job to have some kids and a wife and da 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 da. You mean the way you did it 3 times? Oops. Vince is killing me in the comments. It's the face ass that kill me all the time. Vince says Mary J. Blige, I ain't gonna cry, face ass. No, for real, that really is black women right now. Straight face. Dying inside, straight face. Don't let them see you break. Don't let them see you cry. Don't let them see you cry. We black women, we are literally your sons and your brothers. We know you dying inside. Drop the ego. Better you sit all quiet on the Western Front. Let them tell it, right? Let them tell it. Ishmael, that's a great comment. I'm gonna highlight that in a little bit. That's a great comment. Absolutely. Now you're gonna make me get into my race bag again. But yeah, no, you're absolutely right about that. Absolutely. Right? But white societies are full, all the sirens are going off. In the black community, meh. These Negroes ain't ish anyway, so we don't need them. We'll do all right. We'll be okay because our mothers were okay. No, they're not. That's why you paying backwards to your mom. Uh-oh. Black people, y'all really want to have a real conversation? Do y'all really want to have a real conversation that you no longer live in your mother's house, but yet you paying one or two of the bills, and your other siblings are paying 1 or 2 of the bills? Neither one of you live there. Do y'all want to have a real conversation? Does anybody want to have a real conversation about the fact that one of the siblings put down on their mom's used car and the other one pays the car note? Huh? So is your mom doing okay? Is your mom's generation actually doing okay when many of us, the money isn't moving forward to us, the money is moving backwards to them? Now, when I was listening to Jason Black's stream last night, I don't recall him saying that. I did fall asleep maybe three-quarters of the way in. So maybe he said it towards the end, or maybe when he was interviewing one of the people, one of them might have said it and I didn't hear. But yeah, that's add on. Shout out to Jason Black. Add on to that, Jason. Many of us are paying backwards to our mothers and fathers. Who want to have that conversation? Huh? Hard to start a family when you still floating your parents. Black women, you want to have that conversation? You looking at black men as the reparations, and you don't even make it even worse than just seeing black men as they're supposed to be your reparations. You don't even want to own that's what you're doing. That's how you see them. That's why there's this weight on black men's shoulders in particular. This is the one thing that the white dudes and the Asians and the Latinos don't have. There's a weight on black men's shoulders in particular to make up for the fact that the US government continues to put the foot up black people, namely black men's rear end. Right? That's my point. Exactly, Trell. And Trell says, how many of us are their parents' retirement plan? Right? Huh. Good point. And Leon says, Stoicism takes years off of man's life. Stoicism gives black women hormonal thyroid issues, knees, and other health issues, plus weight gain. Right? And Ishmael says, assuming that he has life insurance policy or his transition is a consequence of some negligence. Huh. So no wonder you want black men to be your reparations and you still can't actually verbalize that. Because your mom living off of you. Huh? Your mom's living off of you. Low key, we saw it with a non-black person. We just saw that with Jenny Mai and Jeezy. If mom and brother were doing fine, then why they moving in Jeezy house? Uh-oh. Now, Mr. Z knows the financial situation for Americans, even for some Asians. So I understand. Y'all already know, I'm Haitian descent. I already know how the extended family living with each other go. I get it. I don't know about within a year of marriage, though. That's you might want to give them some time to, consummate the marriage and chill and enjoy each other's company before we start living with them. Maybe, possibly, maybe. I get it. The difference is, once again, black women want to hold on to their egos. I didn't say pride, their ego, and not admit, okay, I really need a man because, okay, if my mom is going to be taking 15, 20% of my money, I'm going to need a man. Their ego won't let them admit it. And then even when they do go out in the dating scene looking for a long-term boyfriend, husband, they try to hit you with, well, this is what you're supposed to do. How is that working for you, ladies? How is that working? Chief Kojo says, happens in West Africa too. I know. I'm Haitian descent. I know. The parents that act like, thank God Mr. Z's parents are not like that. Thank God my mom's not like that. Woo! But the parents that act like you owe them, once you get a little piece of a stable job, right? Shout out to all those people talking, black people talking generational wealth, and you don't want to admit that your aunt got your cousin paying backwards. Your cousin is floating his mom. Your cousin is floating her mom, your aunt. Huh? And then you got the nerve to call black men dusty when you see your cousin paying backwards to his mom. You know your cousin is paying your aunt's car note, the light bill, the water bill. Then you got the nerve to call black men dusty. Even Brianna Joy Gray spoke about that on one of the dating shows she had. You know, about once or twice a year, she would have these dating shows. I think she got a boyfriend now, but before, when she was dating, she spoke about she was dating a white dude and a black dude, and they made similar money, but the black dude just kept on having things come up. Not his fault, but he kept on having family things come up. And there you go. So black women, just admit that you no longer want to carry the weight of blackness, and you are going to push that off to black men and go try to end up with a non-black man or a super rich black man. And that's okay if that's what you're saying. But then when we catch you destitute in the future, we just step over you. Huh? Thank you, Vince. That's what he's supposed to do. He's supposed to be floating his mom and you. God forbid y'all have kids. Huh? And Detroit says, and thank you for the super chat, Freddy Krueger, witchcraft demon, Chucky, crazy ass B, the Terminator, Ultima crazy B, ultimate crazy B. But you know, we're talking witchcraft, and once again it goes back to, it reminds me of first Shira 7 with the sprinkle stuff, and I think Trell actually described it perfectly when he said sprinkle equals their version of abracadabra. That's actually exactly Trell. That was actually really good observation, right? Right. And real talk with Yanni, because she's saying everything but manifest. And it's mainly because men, not just black men, but men, we were mocking women for that manifest crap. And it didn't take them too long to drop it. So they're saying it without using the word now. They're still saying manifest without using the word. Hmm. Right? And let me go back to that comment Ishmael made before I highlight KMS's second comment. Where was that? Actually, that's what I get for not highlighting before. There we go. And Ishmael says, difference is the white men are seen as having value. So of course there would be panic. The same isn't true for black women and black men, and there you go. And yet black women need, ooh, Z, you about to say it, and black women need black men more than white women need white men. Y'all should see Z face right now, straight face. Black women need black men more than white women need white men. To hell with their patriarchy. Black women need black men more, and yet their ego won't let them admit it to themselves. Y'all don't even know how to be transactional correctly. First of all, we don't actually believe y'all really want full transactional relationships. But even if you did, you still don't know how to do it the right way. Uh-oh. Huh? You can't even admit to yourself how much you need black men. You're listening to these content creators make you feel better about your desperation. about your loneliness. For some black women, I remember I came into the Black Manosphere telling y'all this, about your sexlessness. Oops. Huh? Shout out to the brother Obsidian. He admits that too. Although I don't think he calls it sexlessness. I think he just straight up say horniness. But yeah. Oh yeah, Black Woman's Fear and Nyla Blob also. Right? Huh? So yeah, and shout out to Ishmael. Exactly. The white man is perceived as having value. So white society is all hands on deck. We got full emergency. All the sirens going off. Think of any movie you ever saw where the boat is starting to take on water and all the sirens are going off and all the lights and all the red lights on the wall and everything. Total pandemonium. Right? And once again, Detroit, thank you for the super chat. Total pandemonium. On the other side, though, in the black community is Dr. Umar Johnson, FD Signifier, Alvin, Josh, and Eddie. Ed and Eddie. Alvin, Josh, and Eddie. Huh? Boyce Watkins, Steve Harvey. Huh? Willie D. Right? So instead of us having a real conversation, not just throwaway line, generational wealth, we got to build wealth in LSC and LFC. All this fake ass LLC Twitter talk. Yawn. And that's on the more conservative side of the game, right? On the liberal side of the game is a whole lot of FDs thinking that somehow you're going to be able to finagle black men to do and carry their load of the black community without having black women committed to those black men. The hell you will. Have fun. Have fun selling to black men. Okay, look, we're going to need you to do your part, actually do a little bit more, a lot more than your fathers did. But ain't no guarantee the black women are going to actually be with y'all and have sex with y'all and have children with y'all and families with y'all. There's no guarantee that she's not going to torpedo the marriage after 5 years, before 5 years. So we need you to do everything your daddy was doing, plus some. But on her end, don't expect anything. Have fun trying to sell that to young black men. And when I say young black men, I mean like everybody under the age of 45, 50. Have fun trying to sell that to younger Xers and millennials and Gen Z. Have fun. Right? You got to be the reparations because white folks ain't never give black people their money. Y'all know Mr. Z's not ADOS, but still, white people ain't give black folks their money. And then they starting to pull back a lot of the social programs that maybe a black person, black man got half of a crumb from, and even black women got a crumb from. So they starting to try to pull back some of those too. Shout out to Bill Clinton. Shout out to Edward Blum. Right? So you got to be the reparations for the black community. While the black women talk crap in real life and on social media, because it's not just a social media thing, FD Signifier. touch grass. And Jake, this is a great question. And Jake says, if you don't want kids or marriage, who do you pass your wealth to? You just accumulate it to show off. It's self-aggrandizement. That's the whole point. You accumulate all this wealth for your own ego. Shout out to black women, so you could be the rich auntie, right? Number one. Then number two, we got to get into the class talk. Shout out to Toya. I saw the clip that you posted of Van Lathan speaking about class and how certain black people are choosing class over race. Dear black people, maybe y'all don't get the talented tenth, even though I disagree with the talented tenth. Still, okay, let's make the argument. When you're in that position, your job is to defend black people. If you're in an elite position as a black person, your job is not to turn around and wave your finger at black people, Bowser. That's not your job. If you're part of the talented tenth, your job is not to turn around and chastise Negroes all day, doing the bidding of the same white folks that you're supposed to be in the position to put a foot in their ass. You got it backwards, dumbass. Bowser, I said this before. If you're going to occupy the petite bourgeoisie position, your job isn't to get real cushy with white feminists like the woman from Financial Diet. Your job is to put a foot in her ass for the betterment of black people. That includes black men. Your job is not to wave your finger and defecate on black men because them black boys wasn't checking for you in high school. Y'all all got it backwards. Cheska Lee? Huh? Mahogany Pink? FD Signifier? Y'all got it backwards. Your job is to put your foot in those white liberal people's asses. Your job is to say, hey, if you want us to vote for you, what you got for us? Yes, it's supposed to be transactional. You're not supposed to come back to the black community. Well, they said they're gonna give us like 2 seconds of this and 2 million for that, and then two things of rice over here, and that's what we get. Wait, for millions of votes? Oh yeah, and you black men, you black men need to shut up and get in line behind black women. Ain't that right, Tiffany Cross? Tiffany Cross, you got it back. Tiffany Cross, if you were gonna get fired, right? Melissa Harris Perry Lacewell. I ain't even gonna say it the way Professor Black Truth say it. If you were gonna get fired anyway, right? Don Lemon, if you were going to get fired anyway, your job was to not just on occasion when it's extreme, do 1 or 2 words of quote unquote defense of black people in general, not of black men, but of black people. That's not your job. Your job is to go at those white liberals for black people, black men. That's funny, Neymar. That's funny. Nemesis Z, they're so backwards, they're moonwalking forwards. That's funny. That's funny. Rest in peace, Michael. That's funny. Right. But it's true, though. It's true. God, they got it backwards. If you're going to be part of the petite bourgeoisie and enjoy those positions and the little bit of money, Your job isn't to tell black people, well, the time for kneeling is over. I think we should move on from that, Jay-Z. Once again, how does Marcy look right now? Oops. Your job isn't to press black female basketball players to give you a, oh, he was bad. He was cheating on his wife, and every time I was with him, he was always trying to send me to go flirt with to go pull the other woman for him. Gail King, your job isn't to try to coerce other black women to give you, oh, this black man was a horrible person, stories after he dies in a horrific helicopter accident with his daughter. Gail King, your job isn't to weaponize your crocodile tears, your fake ass white women in distress tears, Oprah, against black men, Oprah. God, y'all got this backwards. Better use it, Hove did. He did say that in the song, huh? Right? Yeah, you helped Meek. Yeah, you donated money to the brothers in Ferguson and the sisters and all that. Yeah, yeah, yeah. But when it came down to look them white folks in the face and say, "Yeah, I'm riding with Kaepernick," what did you do? Y'all don't even want me to talk about Barack. I don't want to get my channel snatched because white folks, white women, are the only ones telling y'all to shut up and dribble. Ain't that right, former president? All of you in this bourgeoisie and petite bourgeois position, and all y'all ever do is go to Morehouse and wag your fingers at brothers graduating university. Oops. Huh? You go to Howard and tell the black kids to be a bit sympathetic to the white dudes that thought they had it together and they don't. But then when you go to Morehouse, when the boys are graduating, you tell them no excuses on the day they're graduating. Right? Thank you, Ishmael. He actually teased blacks for marching and protesting. We still on that? Huh? My wife is not winning awards at the Grammys. Oh, Jay, we still on that? Whoopsie. You see how that works? They keep on snubbing your wife for a Grammy. We still on that? Dumbass, you don't see how it all ties in? You the rich nigga. You been rich. You been rich. You still don't get it? I'm just saying. We still on that? He might as well did say that, compassionate. He might as well have said that. Remember, this was supposed to be a commencement speech. They're graduating. How you tell brothers that are graduating no excuses? They're not high school. They're not graduating high school. They're graduating from one of the most prestigious institutions in the black community. One of the most notable institutions in the black community. They're graduating. And you telling them no excuses because you came there to say it regardless. It didn't matter. You were throwing red meat out there for the white racists and for black women. That's why you did that. That's why you did that. Or the immigrants was coming in and they're not using excuses. So Robert Smith came in with money. You came in chastising. Okay, I get it. You came in quote unquote disciplining. Robert Smith came in with the bag. You came in waving your finger and talking crap. All right, well, you know what? Let me stop because, I'm a nobody and I could easily get, yeah. Huh? Just saying. Isn't Jay Z and the former president, aren't they cool? I'm done. I'm done. I'll end there. I'll end there. And in that environment, black women want you to be their reparations, and they don't even got the ovaries to say it. They don't even got the ovaries to say, "Look, man, this degree ain't hitting the way I thought it was going to. These jobs ain't paying what I thought they were going to. Right? I'm not getting promoted the way I thought I was going to, and when I do, it ain't paying what I thought it was going to." So black men, let's sit at the table and work something out. No, they can't say that. They tell you, "I am the table." Right? I'll check it out. I'll check it out. Compassionate. Jason Trick became a provider. Exactly. Right. Exactly. They need you to, if you listen, I put the clip from Tone Talks. Like I said, so this video is inspired by because I can't see Tone Talks live comments because he takes it down, then he edits it, and then he puts it back up, so you lose the live comments. But from what I can see, um, someone in his comments, in the live comments, essentially was speaking to now don't you see why women don't want to get married or have children, or y'all still trying to pressure women into getting married or whatever the hell. And what it reeked of was, and if you look at what I posted with from Jason Black, and then the other two clips I posted about marriage, um one from Dr. Richard Reeves, what it reeks of is all women are saying, black women specifically, black men need to be the reparations before they can be coupled up and have children. And it got to be a black man of means, not just stable, right? So it takes what Dr. T and BGS told us about the 60 or some odd, 67 or some odd $1,000 that you would have to be providing to compete with the state, with whatever program she might be in, and how much she makes and everything else. It takes that, and once again, y'all know my term, it breaks the knob, right? So all these things are competing against you for women's hypergamy, but here's the rub. It still falls short. All of those mechanisms, all of those cogs in the wheel that causes her to be delusional about how much you need to earn, they fall short. They fall short. So it's blown up her head. It's like calories with no nutrition. So all of these images on social media, these television shows, which promise to her the dream and aspirationalism, all of this is blown up her head, right? Sex in the City, all these career aspirations and money and material and consumerist aspirations, blown up her head, right? And here's the kicker. For the masses of them, when they realize, oh crap, I was lied to, their ego still won't let them say, one, I was lied to, two, emergency pull e-brake, emergency, in case of emergency, break glass, I need to find me a stable black man like now. Yes, I'm advertising. Their egos won't even let them. And make it even worse, Mr. Z, talking about Doomer. Make it even worse. And then here comes Chrissy and Yanni. Huh? And then here comes Chrissy and Yanni. So think 18-year-old just graduated high school, now in college, talking all crazy. Um, for all of us that see when Abba and Preach cover those, man on the streets is usually a woman, but man on the streets interviews where the woman is asking, what type of money should a man make? And, and is it the same? And it's, sometimes this is a brother. Is it the same when a black man dates out and when a black woman dates out? And they say, no, it's not the same. And it's, black men do it to flex, black women do it because they're looking for love. All type of hypocrisy, but okay, cool. She's 21, 22. She's in college. Fine. She graduates college. Now she in the career field. Now she slowly starting to realize, oh crap, this job ain't paying what I thought it's gonna pay. That's if she's even in the career field she went to school for. Fine. She get one or two promotions. They still ain't paying. Them 40-hour work weeks are killing her. 40 plus hour work weeks if she's lucky to get overtime. It's not paying her. And she's waking up, and then here comes Yanni. What's the incentive? I want to be a kept woman with leisure. So instead of this average ass black woman who's earning 38 and 40 and 42,000, if she's even lucky to get that much, instead of her coming to the realization, you don't know it as her potential future husband and boyfriend, but instead of her getting her mind right by 25, 26 years old, real talk with Yanni and Chrissy and Bowser, right? Here they come. What's the incentive? I want to be a kept woman of leisure. Right? 50-50. Who are 50? Who want to be with average anyway type talk? Huh? Then you're going out with this young lady that works the drive-thru at Popeyes late night. Shout out to Better You. You okay with that? You don't care. She's cute. You're a man. You already know you're gonna be the one to really be the one to provide anyway. Plus your network. You're like, I ain't worried about that. You end up with me, and we get you in some type of program. We might get you, a AA. Maybe you get a bachelor's, and in 3-4 years you'll be making okay money anyway. I'm not even worried about what you earn now. We're gonna fix that situation. You're gonna be all right. But because you've been watching Chrissy and Yanni and Cynthia G and Shira 7 and all these level up women, and you mess up a potential opportunity, and you do it so early, you don't even give yourself the chance to press the ejection button 4 and 5 and 6 years from now. You torching your potential for financial upliftment. You torching that within the first, second, third date. Imagine that. Like I said, y'all don't even know how to be transactional right. See, that whole black people get divorced within 5 years, black women are filing for divorce for within 5 years, that's for the ones that get married. Most of them are torching their situation before that even happens. They're not even walking down the aisle. Right? And finally, we read this. Y'all like, share, subscribe, hit the super chat. And KMS is, if black men are black women's reparation plan, doesn't that make black women the worst wealth management firm in history? Hey, you said it though. I'm just saying. Black women, let's take this wealth, not reinvest in startups, the youth, suppress the blue chip stocks, and overly invest in the junk bonds and penny stocks. Hey, KMS, the worst wealth managers ever. Ever. You know where that money go? Oftentimes, and that's for the ones that have it. We already know Tone Talks and Yvette have already informed us of the money we actually have. So I'm treading a thin line between respectability politics when it comes to our finances and the few people that actually do got a couple of dollars to spend and what they spend it on. And it is what you're saying to a certain extent, Because for the ones of them that do got a couple of dollars, they still need black men. But the ones of them that do have a couple of dollars, what do they spend it on? Things to make them feel better about not being white women, huh? Things to make them feel better about not being white women, right? Absolutely insane, right? It's crazy talk. You know, between all the talk shows we know, between the Combahee River Collective, I mean, like you hear about the Combahee River Collective, but what's the lady named Barbara Smith? When you actually hear her speak, you can, if you were black, you, especially a black man, you can see, because she was professional on that talk show, right? She was professional, you know, she sounded educated, but you can see the contempt for black men on her. These are the petite bourgeoisie like Bowser that have been running the black community from behind the scenes and sometimes in your face, Oprah, for the past, what, 40 some odd years at least? These are the thinkers. These are the people that certain black politicians would consult. Huh? These are the people that had the ears of white women, right? So when KMS says the worst wealth managers, I mean, the worst wealth managers. Charles said, forget 40 years, 50 years, right? Not only did they invest in junk bonds, KMS, the argument is, did they even actually invest? Did they invest? Right? Did they invest? Because let's see, if you invested, you wouldn't have to ask your children to pay backwards into you. Shout out to Trell. Your children wouldn't be your retirement plan if you invested. And it's not that you, because some did, but it's not that you invested in your children, right? And they're paying backwards because, love and whatnot. No, 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 no. Many, and shout out to Jason Black for this, you left them to do their own thing. You left them to fend for themselves. And some of them got lucky enough to find a way. And now they got to pay in backwards. Trail said it was clearly junk bonds. Ryan says bundles instead of Bitcoin's hysterical. Companion said, if black women are wealth managers, they'd be Bernie Madoff. There we go, tongue twister. But yeah, they would be, right? Ponzi scheme like a mug, right? Huh? And talking about, you inspired a thought with that compassionate. If black women were more trusted, they would be Elizabeth Holmes. The only reason you don't catch, and the reason I came to that idea is because dude from what's the name of the show where they lie about who they are until you meet them? I want to say Swordfish so bad. Catfish. You remember the white dude and actually Jason Black, or was it Jason Black, or was it the black was it Professor Black Truth that mentioned he said something slick about black women on Twitter once, right? Like I think black women are trying to big themselves up or congratulate themselves for something, and he said something slick like how often black women catfish people, right? Where they put up fake pictures of themselves, or they contour their body in some type of algorithm to make them look skinnier than they actually are, et cetera, right? And I thought about that with what you said, and it's I think they would be on some Sam Bankman-Fried type joint. If black women were more trusted by this society, they would be more on some Elizabeth Holmes and Sam Bankman-Fried type joint. That's what I think. I think that's what they would be on. The only reason they're not getting caught up in that way is because white folks don't look at them that way. Exhibit A, Rhoda. Exhibit B, Carly Russell. The story, and thank you for who said it in the comments. Shout yourself out. For the story I keep on referencing with the aspiring football player, it's the Brian Banks story. Thank you for who said that in the comments for that excuse me, for that video. And exhibit C, the Brian Banks story. Exhibit D, the story now with that football player that just got off because homegirl was cheating on her husband with him. Huh? That's a good point. That's a good point. And Compassionate says we don't even need a metaphor. BLM literally Bernie made off the community. Yes, they did. Huh. Leon over here being funny, right? And I'm tying all that. And once again, KMS, thank you for the super chat. And I'm tying all of that to the reparations thing because that's what it really. If you let the ladies talk, that's why I say let them talk. Let them talk long enough. And this is the thing: when you let them flush out those ideas, right? And I low key and shout out to everybody that was on the panel with me, Lion and Leon and Black Uru and whatnot and AB Media. But a part of me regrets when I spoke to Jess not pulling y'all down and just me and her speaking, right? I'm glad that it went the way it did because I still got her to say that what she really is on, right? But a part of me regret because I would have given and just like what I do with FD, you give them enough space to actually speak so they can flesh out some of those ideas. So you could tell them where it's flawed, when it's flawed. When it's flawed, where it's flawed. The actual practical application, right? Because when I let Jess speak, she compared the masses of black men to the most elite white men possible. Billionaires. Many of which got there, all of which, let's be honest, got there by doing really, Mr. Z almost slipped, almost lost my religion. Shifty will say, underhanded things. Being drug into court. Bill Gates was drug into court multiple times. Mark Zuckerberg is always getting drug into court. And, being drug into court, by politicians trying to grandstand, billionaires are used to that. But no, these people are being like, hey, bro, you are messing up. And then the government cut a deal with them. But no, they're getting caught. They're getting caught for doing really underhanded things. From Jeff Bezos to Mark Zuckerberg to Bill Gates. Elon Musk. That's why you let these people talk. I let FD speak, and essentially he told y'all, and he said it on the first interview. He said the women want autonomy and they want security, and that's why I laughed. And he knew it. He's a black man. He know. He acted like he don't get it. He know nobody's signing up for that. Not white men, not black. No, you imagine somebody telling you, "Yeah, I want to be secure under you, while I do my own thing and give you the middle finger." What? And I know women, black women, don't think that's what you're saying. That is what you're saying. They want autonomy. They want security. You can't have both. Not at the same time. How do you have autonomy and security at the same time? Ah, and that's where the tribe comes in. This is where the hive comes in. Right? That's why women keep on chastising black men as black men. I said it before. I used to say this more often. I need to start bringing it back. All of us are supposed to be holding up the tent, right? While it storms and pours outside. All black men are supposed to be holding up the tent and then let black women run around under the tent like children, doing whatever they want to do, playing tag with each other, playing tag with black men. You're it. You're it means you get to smash. You're it. Ooh, no, you're it. Ooh, no, I want to go over here. You're it. While all of us are holding up one of the pillars, holding up the tent while it storms and it rains. It's damn near hurricane outside. And that's what a community is supposed to be. Thank you, compassionate African kinship. Exactly. And compassionate also says they want to be village wives, as BGS would say. I guess that's what reparations look like to them. Right? Protect, provide, and shut up. And don't wield that power, that influence that your resources should and would allow in a, I don't know, a functional, upright community. Pay and shut up. Provide and shut up. And to make you feel better about the situation and to make me feel like it's fair, we'll call that egalitarianism. Right? Your comportment in this environment, that's reparations. You providing, you paying, you shutting up. We marry you, maybe, possibly. We'll have sex with the Brads. We'll have sex with the Tyrones. We'll have oops babies from them. Be here when we're tired of getting played by them or used by them. For the ones of us that are okay with quote unquote settling, how do you settle for someone doing better than you in life? I don't know. But once again, for those of us that are okay with settling, we'll settle for you. I played the clip of the Latina. The clip is in my shorts right now. That lady said it's so bold, it's frightening. We get tired of being hurt by the dudes we want, and then we'll end up with you. Fine, you're here. Oh my God. You gotta love it. You gotta love how bold they are. And she wasn't even black. Or at least she didn't look fully black. You gotta love the truth. And these are the people, and this is the mindset that we are supposed to turn into wives. And if they don't want to be wives, we're still supposed to do for. Shirley Shepard is a prime example. Hill Harper. She turned down Hill Harper back in the day. He remembered. Yes, for those of you that don't know, if y'all know who Shirley Shepard turned down Hill Harper. Her and her husband, I guess they get married, they get divorced, she has her son, whatever, whatever. Now Hill Harper and her are on stage for the Steve Harvey situations, talking about black women's singleness, and she is sitting there as a prime example of why they're single. You had a chance with Barack Obama's friend. I'm not even going to talk about the weight, y'all. I'm not. I'm not. It's too easy. You turn down Hill Harper, fine. You and your man don't work, okay. You try to hit on Hill Harper after the fact, it fails in spectacular fashion in front of everybody. Now you're running around talking about essentially rent a husband. Pretty much trying to advocate for your married friends to let you borrow their husbands, not sexually, but let's be very clear. Eventually, it probably will be that for most of us. Let you borrow their husband to help you put up a shelf, to help you with menial tasks around the house, eventually to help you lay pipe. Oops. International Rona said, do it, Z, do it. I ain't going to do it. It's too easy. D. Scott, yes. If you ever watched the panel that had Sherry Shepard, Steve Harvey was hosting it. Sherry Shepard, Hill Harper, what was the heavyset brother with the dreads? And was she a news anchor, the darker skinned slim sister? Yeah, they were speaking about black men, black women relationships or lack thereof, and they're in a hall full of black. It's just full of black women. I don't even know if there was one or two black men in there, full of black women in there. And this is like pretty much right before, right after Think Like a Man, Act Like a Lady, Think Like a Man came out. It's around this time, right? It might have been a little bit before, maybe a little bit after, but they're having this conversation, and yeah, and Hill Harper threw it in her face. That I think he saw her at a Taco Bell or some type of fast food restaurant. He tried to get at her. She turned him down. I don't even remember. I don't remember if she remembered that, because I'm trying to recall, because I've watched that interview like two or three times, but it's been a while since the third time I watched it, and I'm trying to remember her reaction as if she remembered him or not. Because when he brought that up, she essentially said, if I'm paraphrasing, like, "Well, you could definitely get me now." Like, she didn't say that, but that's essentially the energy, right? Oh, it's Sherry Shepard. I said Shirley. My bad. Okay, okay. And Indigo said, "I get a kick when you call Sherry Shepard Shirley." My bad. Because I know why, Indigo. Because shout out to Martin. Shout out to Cole. I know why. That's messed up. Now you said I pretty much was doing what International Road wanted me to do. Oh man, I'm gonna leave that one because I'm not. It's too easy. I don't even gotta say it. I'm not gonna read it, Trill. I'm not reading it. I ain't gonna say it out loud. Right? Oh man. Right? That's funny. Oh, y'all see on Z's channel is just random jokes, random. But that's a prime example. That's such a perfect example of what the hell we're speaking about. You turn this brother down. Okay, that's within your right. That's within your right. That's within your right. But you gambled wrong. It's that simple. You gambled wrong. We all gamble. Like, it's just a big ass gamble. But Sherry Shepherd, you gambled wrong. You turned him down. Whatever you had with your ex didn't work. You see him on the panel on stage years later. He reminds you turned him down back in the day. You try to hit on him this time. He turns you down. Years later, here you are advocating for rent a husband. I ain't even gonna read it, I am Wolf. Shout out to I am Wolf. I heard Tone Talk shout you out. Right? Man. And that's a prime example. And dear Sherry Shepherd, if you were at Hill Harper, he would be your reparations. And you wouldn't be talking about rent a husband. Huh? Y'all probably would still be married, but even if y'all weren't, y'all would be divorced and you would be getting whatever little reparations money or I said reparations money. Oh, that's funny because it's true. You would be getting whatever alimony. We should might as well start calling alimony reparations money. That's how black women see it. That's how women see it. I slaved for him for 5 years, 7 years, 8, 10 years. You were married, ma'am. I slaved. I want my reparations. I mean, alimony, oil. Who said oil? You cooking? Shout out to Dave Chappelle. Right? Ishmael said, they are bad gamblers, Z, and need gamblers anonymous because I look at your history and this happens more than once. It's you, yeah. Good point. Indigo says, I slaved for him. What did he do for you? Sounds like counting. I don't know. I don't know how well they count. I don't think they do a lot of counting. I definitely don't think they do counting well. Right? Definitely not. All right, and y'all give Z 1 second. Y'all talk amongst yourselves. And we're back. And let me read Vincent John Doom's comment. He says, all of this going on, and I'm just looking for love. You can find it. It's going to be a bit difficult, right? It's going to be a bit difficult, especially with these transactional a-holes we call women right now in the West. These wannabe Milton Freemans, right? But I would tell you to continue your studies, work hard, put your head in the books, be open to it, right? Don't be naive, but don't be jaded either. Don't be naive, but don't be a curmudgeon either. Shout out to Charles Faulkner Jr. I love that word curmudgeon, right? That's what I would say to you, brother. Because if you close yourself off, then you're going to be the male version of the women we talk about, right? Prodigies, I know you ain't asking this. Yes, absolutely. Right? When I say I know you ain't asking, yes, yeah. Just yeah. Check him out on Rumble. Well, I almost forgot the name Rumble. Rumble. Right? So what I would say to you, Vince, is like I said, keep your head down, keep your head in the books, continue your life, live your life, have fun, live your life, and I promise you, bro. And here's the cat. Everyone knows it. Like it's so true. Once you end up with one, or once you're dating one, you don't even got to be in a full on relationship. Once you're dating one, that's when the floodgates open, right? I'm telling you, that's how that usually goes. It's crazy because you're in a drought, and when you're in a drought, ain't nobody looking. But once you get one chick, everybody looking. Once you get one woman, and God forbid you go from the dating scene to y'all actually in a relationship, I'm telling you, this I know from experience, multiple times actually. Right. So my argument is that they're looking for you to be their reparations. My other argument is that many of them are not even self-aware enough to realize that that's what they're actually asking for you to be, because they haven't really done the math. Like when I say overtly math, okay, I'm paying backwards to my mom, or even if your parents aren't a burden, or if your siblings are not in a burden, I'm starting from dead ass zero, right? I'm starting from dead zero. What you saw in the comments for Tone Talks, obviously, like I said, you can't see the live comments, but what you see in the comments is brothers saying, I'm the one who had to buy my first car. I had to, and I started from zero. Essentially, I started from zero, right? So even for the ones of us that our parents aren't a burden, we still start from absolute zero. And so instead of the women really assessing, okay, I'm starting from absolute zero, this is a difficult trek, and I don't have anybody else trekking with me, their egos won't let them. And so when they frame your help and assistance, and you maybe, possibly, probably doing the biggest and the most heavy lifting, they frame that as that's what you're supposed to be doing anyway. Instead of admitting to themselves, whew, okay, he helped me a whole lot. Oh, he took the burden off my shoulders. Oh boy. Let me go make him a sandwich. I just remembered that if I didn't have my man, I would be in this apartment by myself right now. Depressed. Rose toy in one hand, TV remote in the other hand. Ain't that right, Yanni? Oops. Putting on a brave face, acting like I'm not depressed. That's for the ones that are not self-aware. The others, uh-oh. The others is just their ego. Their ego. Their ego. Ain't that right, Yanni? Right? Huh. I said this before. I said this before. Yep. And Lion says it's actually weird because other women don't even have to know that you're with someone. It's like they catch a scent or some ish. Exactly. Exactly. Exactly, bruh. It's bad, right? And I had this happen to me recently. You know, when they are advertising, but they acting like they're not. Y'all know Mrs. E works outside and whatever, and walking their dog and getting real close to you and like standing in really weird positions where they're always in your line of sight, and for some reason they're checking their clothes. Why are you checking your clothes? I know why you checking your clothes. They should be off anyway. But yeah, yeah, and it's the choosing signals, because women don't got the ovaries to actually say something to you most of the times. I've had it happen though. I've had it happen. Right. But I agree with Lion, man. Them, man, it's like they can smell it for real. Lion, I ain't said I don't know what you talking about. I plead the fifth. One, two, three, four, fifth. Right? Exactly. And I'm with sis. I saw N.M. Hawkins. I know what you mean. N.M. Hawkins in Edward's chat, and she said providing resources was the bare minimum. And this is where you. And what did we hear from Melissa Ford? That's the bare minimum. It's not. It's not a lot. It's the bare minimum. And meanwhile, you turned being a video vixen and low key streetwalker. Anyway, you turned that into you being single as you approach 50 years old. And you're still somewhat, you definitely don't look as good as you used to, but you still are somewhat attractive and you still are single. Bare minimum, right? A&M Hawkins, you want to follow in Melissa Ford's footsteps? And that's even if you look as good as her? You sure about that? Are you sure about that? Bare minimum. These women be asking for goddamn millionaires and billionaires. Be like, that's the bare minimum. I know I'm asking for one of, if the numbers are to be believed, one of 3,000. That's the ones that we know about. So let's say it's really like double that. I know I'm asking for one of 6,000, but that's the bare minimum. Right? Gail King at 70 years old saying how hard it is to date and only running into broken men. This is what happens when you don't do the numbers. We're not even going to mention potato head face. We're not going to mention um her attitude or demeanor or whatever. Simply, you are a 70-year-old millionaire professional best friend of Oprah. Do you understand the space you occupy? And you've been the best friend of Oprah, girlfriend, best friend of Oprah for forever. Like, it's crazy. And this is like, you got to give Ebony K. Williams at least this. At least she understands how rare what she's asking for is. At least she actually puts the numbers to it. At least you get that from her. All these other women are asking for like one of a million men and then throwing a temper tantrum. I said asking, sorry, demanding one of 1 million men and then throwing a temper tantrum. Let me say this again. Dear women, if the median household income is $74,000 a year, if at least right now, 2/3 of men never earn more than $65,000 a year in their life, that means the second you start earning 65,000 and one penny, at least financially, you just left 2/3 of men. Now you're in the 1/3 territory. All right. Once you start earning $100,000 and one penny, and we're not even talking about globally, because it gets even worse. We're just talking about America right now, right? Fine. Once you earn $100,000 and one penny, then you're earning more than about 10-ish, 12-ish percent of men. That means, at least if we're just going off of money, you just left about 90% of men behind financially. We're not talking about your weight yet. We're not talking about whether the masses of men would find you attractive. We're not doing the race thing, whether you date black or white or whatever. We're just speaking about men in general in America. Men that work. You just left about 90% of men behind. Now, what happens when you start going past 100? When you start going past 500,000? When you start going past $1 million a year? Y'all not even doing the math. I'm running into broke men. You hear when Ebony K. Williams was on Horrible Decisions. These men, everybody, they think they got money and all they got is a little 4-door Audi and a house in Greenwich. Do you understand how insane you're straitjacket insane? You are straitjacket level insane. Y'all are so materialistic. Y'all don't even understand what you're saying. There are 8 billion plus people on planet Earth. At least from the numbers we know, the millionaires on planet Earth don't even break 60 million. If I wanted to be kind, I could double it and say 120 million. I could double it just to be kind. Out of 8 billion people, and that million is not even liquid. Those millionaires are not even liquid million. That's not a million sitting in the bank. And that's globally. Something like 9% of Americans are millionaires. That's hard asset millionaires. That's not liquid. Gail King need to kick rocks. Y'all sound delusional because you are. And you're 70. I can't even say Gail King is old enough to be my mother. She's older than my mom. Thank you. And Leon says, Z, you got a little bit of the Doomer stream. You ain't doing the Doomer stream yet. And Leon says, Z, it's time to start using the media. Well, you said start. I thought you was trying to say stop. But it's time to start using the median and mode. Mode will scare the ish out of most people, aka the average makes people look good. Well, feel good. Yes. I think you meant it the other way around. It's time that I start using the not the median. Stop using the median because it's scaring the crap out of people. Yeah. Ishmael said Granny Gail. Hysterical. Well, I think her oldest child, she might be a grandma for all we know. Maybe. Right? And Detroit says, and thank you for the super chat. Right? And once again, thank you for the super chat, Vince. And Detroit says, Walt G was a part of Detroit 300 until they got dismembered by black women over sexual allegations. Oh. He was defending Cynthia G. He heard about a deletion about aborting black male fetuses, yet he loves to pander. I think I know who you're talking about, right? I think yeah. But there's certain people that like that. Like, it's funny. Charles called me masochist, but there are people that really like men in particular. Some of these people have some serious, like, and I'm talking about the men have daddy issues, stepdaddy issues. So they align with the Cynthia G's because that how am I saying this? That neo-Nazi language, they feel like they understand it, right? I watched my stepdaddy hit on my mom. I watched this. I've seen black men say this to women and do that to women. And so I think that what Cynthia G is saying and doing, I think she's quote unquote defending black women. I think it's warranted. I think she's well within her right to speak this way about black men because, right? And so there's some men that's kind of sort of Themis, even though we know, like, Themis might be low-key dirty Mac and moving the women out the way so he can get access to the black men. That's if he's not the bottom for a white dude. Oops. Right? Right? So, like, there's men that, like, that's them. They align with the Cynthia G's. They, like, Themis, right? Adrian, the gay brother I told y'all that and I think Ishmael, I read your comment after the fact. I want to say it was you, Ishmael, that was like, there's no way nobody's going to be the bottom just because they have daddy issues. Bruh, I don't know, Ishmael. I think you will be surprised how the mind works, right? I'm not saying it's not total BS. I'm not saying that you're wrong because what? I couldn't. We all got our issues with our parents, but I couldn't imagine being so mad at my dad that yeah, that's too easy. That's too easy. But yeah. But once again, there are men who, because it's beyond simping at this point, right? It's beyond simping. When you get to the territory where you're excusing and attempting to justify the Cynthia G genocide eugenics language, we moved past simping at that point, right? We moved past that. At that point, now we have to start asking, what is it in your history, in your past, excuse me, past, that allows for you to hear this and to hear it coming out of her mouth and not only be okay with it, but say, yeah, she's right. I get it. Right? Thank you, Demetrius. And Demetrius says, I still can't believe Themis hosted that debate of should black boys be aborted, and then came and said, come up here and defend your existence. And look at him. He act like he really like he was giving this tacit quote unquote defense of black men. Like he not even defense. He was saying, no, I don't think it should be that way. Yeah, because you're saying that because you're a black man, right? But let's be very clear. Themis kind of, yeah, he kind of agrees. And once again, Detroit, thank you for the super chat. Right? Themis probably got some. I told y'all, growing up with Jamaicans, growing up with Caribbean folks, English speaking Caribbean folks, Themis is your standard Jamaican woman, man. Especially the kind of snooty. When y'all hear me say stush, that's what it really means, snooty, right? That kind of snooty stush Jamaican woman. Themis is that, like, no different at all. No, Ishmael, no, for real. And Ishmael says, "LOL, damn, you all of that because Daddy didn't hug you enough. Yeah, you need that. You need to be delivered. I mean, if I could find it, I would. If I can find it, I promise you, I will put it in my community tab. Adrian, like he didn't use those words, but essentially, that's kind of what he was. Man, I'm struggling for words because it's crazy to me to hear that, right? It's crazy to me to hear that. And Ishmael, he pretty much said that in everything but those exact words. He pretty much said he's on what he's on to spite his father. And if I can find it, I will put it in my community tab so y'all can see it for yourselves. Because I'm not about just telling y'all that. If he still has it, if he didn't delete it, because this is forever ago, years ago. When are we in 2024? I'm talking about like 2015, 14, 16, something, right? It wasn't even 2017 or whatever, right? And Adrian pretty much said that I was talk about flabbergasted. I'm like, what is this a thing? And he essentially did say that his father was really harsh to him. I want to say he said his brother. I want to say he said him and his brother. And he didn't believe in hugs and da da da. Maybe that did he even? He might have said maybe that's why I am the way I am. He might have framed it like that. But with you saying that, you're tacitly saying I am the way I am because, like you said, Ismail, Daddy didn't give me enough hugs, right? So if it's an excuse for something, I could make space for that. But if I remember correctly, Adrian said that, or at least implied it. right? Telescope, man. This need to go on a T-shirt. And Telescope says the effed up, misleading, the insufferable. When you listen to Chrissy talk, when you listen, you know what? Chrissy not even she not. It's not even crazy enough. Cynthia G, daddy issues. Y'all know this woman got y'all know she got daddy issues, and yet you're clapping it up for her while she says abort black male babies. Huh? Y'all know Crystalline and Kerosene. See, okay, okay. I think this is also the difference between men and women and maybe how we're socialized or maybe our brain development, where we see because I make space for the personal is political. I'll make space for that, right? I'll make space for that. And I already told y'all I don't know how much I believe. I believe in being objective as you human as you possibly can, but I don't know how well we are actually as human beings. And I think where men attempt to be more objective and we know that other men will critique us and criticize us if we sound too subjective about things that are super serious or that you should quote unquote should be objective about. I think we're encouraged to lean out of subjectivity, being subjective, right? Because it skews your perception of things. Although we are subjective creatures, duh, that's why we have different perceptions and different ways of viewing things, obviously. Where I think when it comes to women, the fact that your past is informing you in this way and other women see it, it causes them to be sympathetic to that. So I think that's why you don't hear men defend men by saying, well, you have to understand where he's coming from in his past. We cringe when we hear people say that to men or say that about men. If you do, and perfect example, look at how we know about R. Kelly's past. I'm not saying whether he did whatever or not. That's not where I'm going. People understand his past. And anyone that tried to bring it up in this conversation, whether it was black man or black woman, instantly got shut down. He don't get to use that or say that. But women, on the other hand, do. You can speak about your past and how that's causing you to be in the position you're in or move the way you move or think or feel the way you think or feel ad nauseum. And I'm saying that to say, you know, Cynthia G, us knowing her daddy issues, the women that align with her knowing that too, that's even more reason why they agree with her. Where for us, it's like, okay, that's why she's saying that. So that's even more reason for us not to listen to her and agree with her. We understand that that informs her. We get it, but you're broken. You can't talk. Where for women, that's exactly why she should be. So that speaks to the personal is political. We're saying, okay, you're too broken. You need to go heal before you can say anything. That's if we ever let you talk. Where the women are saying, yeah, let her talk because that's exactly who we need to be having this conversation. The lady with the insane daddy issues talking about aborting black male babies. Right? So, yeah, right? Exactly. And April says, yeah, I do believe women are socialized to relate to one another. And it's not that men don't relate to one another. I mean, we're literally part of the Black Manosphere. You guys are listening to me right now. But I think it's just manifest differently, right? It just manifests differently. And there's a way women get to say, I experienced that too, or I know someone that experienced that. So what they're saying is real, and that's what matters. Thank you. Thank you. And Lion says trauma bonding is the term. Right? But is it trauma bonding if you didn't even experience the trauma? right? Because I think a lot of this, especially online on social media, excuse me, now we're getting into team sports, right? And it goes to what Van Lathan was saying in the conversation with Ole. I get it, y'all defending your team, and yeah, he said it, and that's what it is. It's team sports. So even if black women feel cringe by what Cynthia G is saying, it's not just that they're defending her right to say it on some, um, free speech, kick. No, absolutely not. It's, well, I feel a certain way because passport bros are saying this. I feel a certain way because Kevin Samuels is saying that, and he's saying average at best. So abort black male babies. Right? It's the arms race. It's rhetorical arms race. If Kevin Samuels embarrassed us in front of white folks. Kevin Samuels embarrassed us in front of white people, in front of white men. Fine, abort black male babies. It really, for them, it's excuse my language. This nigga said average at best. Oh, alrighty then. Forget just nukes. Pull out the Tsar bomb. Right? And Indigo says, what did black male babies that aren't even born yet do to anyone? Well, and anybody could if anybody recalls, there's a comment I was reading. Where was it from? What was I watching? And the comment, it was a brother that made a comment, and a sister said, why should we care about you and your sons? A black woman said to a black man, why should we care about you and your sons? These people are so entranced in the black gender conflict online, they don't even, I don't think they fully appreciate, I'm not going to say understand, I don't think they appreciate how insane they sound. So, Indigo, when you say pretty much what did an innocent, not even born baby do, right? It's exist as a black male, even if they haven't been born yet. And I have to use this rhetoric to show black men how far I'm willing to go. Thank you, Indigo. Yeah, she did rate herself as a 6 with makeup, right? Kevin just put that into words. He turned her math problem into word problem, essentially. Yeah, but you're not supposed to say it. We're black. We've been around women our entire lives. Yeah, you're not supposed to say it, though. First of all, no black woman is average. No black woman is average. And even if she calls herself average, you're supposed, no, you're not. You're a queen. Now, if she says she's a 5 and then a 6 with makeup, that sounds like average, but you're not supposed to say it. Right? You're definitely not supposed to say it. So what? Indigo, you're 100% right in the question. Like, what did it pretty much innocent unborn male baby have to do with anything? Yeah, but and Cynthia G told you, black men haven't built Wakanda. And she didn't say those exact words, but black men haven't made black women rich. So why should y'all even be born? Why should y'all be here? Right? Thank you, Line. No, she average and it's okay. Black women see being called average as a death sentence. They see being called average as a death sentence, because if you call me average, then that means I'm not deserving of a rich ass, ballerific ass man to pay my way through life. If you say I'm average, then that you're saying I'm deserving of average life results, and I might as well be dead. Calling me average means I'm supposed to get an average man, drive an average car, live in an average house in an average neighborhood. You might as well mark me for death. So wait, I'm supposed to drive a Camry? How am I supposed to be super aspirational if I accept that I'm average looking? Now, are there not average looking Harvard grads and Yale and Princeton and UCLA and Stanford and American University and Georgetown and Cornell, MIT? Are there not average? Most of the people is average looking, like the vast majority, if not under average. Yes, but how am I supposed to end up with Chisel Chin, Chad, or Tyrone, right? And have him pay my way through life if I'm average? If I accept that I'm average looking, then you're relegating me to average results unless I Herculean task lift myself out of it. Look at how Bowser speaks about Brittany Renner, right? Accepting that I'm average, not a 7.2. Stop it. Accepting that I'm average means that I'm accepting average results. I'm accepting the 3-bedroom house with maybe a 2-bathroom and a 1-car garage in a regular ass neighborhood, in an average neighborhood. I'm accepting the Camry or the Accord lifestyle, the Forerunner, if I'm lucky, Highlander lifestyle. I'm accepting sending my kid to average school, average public school. I'm accepting average money, average life, average job. Right? How can I be exceedingly aspirational? How can I demand that a future husband or boyfriend pay my way through life if you call me average? If I'm average, then that means he could pick somebody else. If I'm average with this ego and this pride, then that means wait a minute, then that means I am what those black men say I am, delusional. Right? Leon said, man, a Kia accent, keep it 100. No, a Kia accent is under average. That's under average. That's below average. Yeah. And Indigo says, and average at best, quote unquote, average at best was the one that went on Kevin Samuel's show so she could flex on men who weren't on her level. She's no victim. Yeah, she did change the topic of the show. She did insist on him speaking to her. And yeah, we all saw that. But once again, black women think they own black men. So it doesn't matter if you're speaking about something else on this show. I'm here. I want you better entertain me. Interact with me, entertain me, and tell me what I want to hear. Well, he didn't that day, right? And then you got people like Rebecca Lynn Pope calling her what, little girl or baby, right? And black women saw themselves in her. That's why they were so incensed by average at best. They saw themselves in her. And they convinced themselves that what they saw was this old, ornery, mean black man telling a black woman she's unworthy of love. She's unworthy of a paymaster, because they use love and paymaster interchangeably. I literally was speaking to a woman, and I'm not joking. I literally spoke to a woman a few months after the average at best, and was he was telling her she's not worthy of love, and I was like, oh, wait a minute. So that's what you heard. And he's so mean to those women, and he's telling them they're undeserving of love. Oh, so that's what y'all are hearing. So being a paymaster is the way we show love. being a paymaster to mean, snarky women that says they don't average, who want to be with average anyway. And you're supposed to turn that into a wife because that's how you show her love. Oh, okay, okay. Exactly. And Indigo says the selective situational infantilization. I don't know why Mr. Z can't get it out. Was crazy. Black women were really calling her a little girl in the wake of that, right? Right? Insane. Right? Huh. So that's what we're dealing with. Once again, that's why they see you as their reparations. That's what you better be, right? And Ishmael says, and thank you for the super chat. And Ishmael says, peace to Z. Any thoughts on the new baptism? Oh, I said baptism. Bipartisan bill protect Black women and girls act. I didn't even know that was a thing. I gotta look that up. Do you think it received the same backlash as My Brother's Keeper? The othering, quote unquote, the othering of Black women is worth an analysis. I think. Okay, I'll get on it. I didn't even know that was a thing. You just informed me of that. Okay, so now I know. Wow. Imagine that. Remember, these are the same people that want to keep on using Black community. You can't say Black community when you're literally attempting to separate yourself. Shout out to Ice Cube, right? You can't. I'm trying, y'all. I'm trying. I'm trying. I'm trying. That's insane. Protect Black women. I want to know the details of that bill because I'm almost certain it's gonna sound absolutely insane. I'm almost certain of it. Right? I'm almost certain it's gonna sound insane. Because protect Black women from who? Uh-oh. Black men. Protect Black women from what? And from who? Uh-oh. You know they like sneak dissing y'all Black men. Protect them from who and what? Huh? Well, in a sane world, this would be true. And Trail said from themselves in a sane world. Uh-oh. Only Logical says what's going on, Only Logical. Crazy. I wonder if the bill targets Black moms who often cause the abuse. Of course not. Right? There's a special place in hell. Right? And Ishmael said it's called HR 8196. HR 8196. Okay. I'll look it up. Naga says, stand with Black women, whatever that means. Exactly. Okay, and Leon says, the bill just boils down to nonprofits getting money for programs to protect Black women. It's about funding these social field jobs. Once again, putting the thumbs on the scales for Black women. Those same women then turn around. Once again, this is like the atomization of the Black community. Number one. Number two, this is also white society, white liberals mainly, knowing how to separate the Black community, right? And purposely disrupting the gender dynamics. Because if they see that white women are even trying to marry white men they earn more than, and they throw in a fit about it, then they know that exists in the black community, and they're making sure to keep it in the black community. That wouldn't even be the end of the world if black women not only realized it, we're not talking about the Bowsers of the world because they realize it, but fought against the sabotage. And that's the part black women are not doing. They will go along with the sabotage and then turn around and tell you, you're not on my level. Then they'll turn around and call you mediocre. Ain't that right, Ebony K. Williams? And Lion says, why should we provide for you? Exactly. Why should we provide for the group of people that is getting the system to put the thumb on the scales for them? Right? And them alone in a vacuum. Fine. Goldman Sachs looks out for black women. Then Ed Blum stops going after black women. Black women get all of this money flowing in. That white woman from Spelman give her money to Spelman. This Protect Black Women Act passes, and black women. How does this help you? What is going to elevate you to being married to white men? No. I'm not even going to pretend. In any significant number? No. Even when you occupy their spaces, let's be honest, a couple of them are smash, dash, and that's it. Does it increase your wealth in any significant number? No. What's going to end up happening is the class chasm in the black community will just continue to grow. The petite bourgeoisie, black women like Bowser will just continue to suck up all our wealth and then sell to all the rest of you some type of fake. You're going to be living vicariously through her and her elitism. That's what's going to happen. And Mr. Shook to you says, Z and Ishmael, I mentioned that same bill to Black Uru and Roger a year ago. It's based out of Illinois. I have it saved and can post the link. Please and thank you. Right? Okay, you already did. Okay, there we go. Huh. But Indigo, this is the problem, right? The vast majority, and I said Indigo, sorry, Telescope. The vast majority of humans ever born, and even our tree-dwelling pre-human ancestors were quote unquote mediocre. Mediocre meaning quote unquote average. We got along fine, yeah, but not anymore. It goes back to what Jason Black was saying last night, and what he's been kind of alluding to and actually speaking to for the past few streams, which is like we're no longer in that world, and it's the system, yes, but it's also women, right? And so, Richard Reeves he's attempting in a different way to do much of what FD Signifier is saying, but it don't look like the white boys are biting either. No, but no one is going to start dating and marrying. And here's the thing: the women don't want it. That's the funny part. Y'all speaking to the men, but the women don't want it neither. But men are not attempting to marry women, especially millennials, younger millennials, and Gen Z. Millennials in general, but particularly younger millennials and Gen Z, because they watch older millennials, they watch Gen X, and they know about their boomer grandparents or parents. They know that they got their head taken off by marrying women who were more educated, more educationally, Mr. Z, struggling with that word, educationally accomplished than them. Maybe she don't earn more than you, but she thinks she's better than you. White men and black men, watch how that worked. It's funny listening to Bowser speak about, oh, these men don't value education, and then I have this friend who mom used to have to argue with her dad about this in class, that in class, this, as if it's just a woman thing. No, men got traumatized too by watching condescending, mean, rude, a-hole, snarky, asshole women like you, Bowser, and watching their fathers and their uncles be married to those women that's always condescending down to them. Now, y'all could try to frame that as, oh no, you want women to shut up and not talk. That's not what we're saying. So, dear Bowser, y'all are not the only ones. The boys watched their mothers and their aunts condescend to the men, belittle the men, think and feel that they're better than the men. So you can have your issue with blue collar men in class, and they don't respect education, and they don't respect this, and they don't respect that. And all we heard and saw was a snooty wannabe white woman, a a-hole, mean, condescending white woman that feel like she settled for you, convince herself that she's trying to quote unquote level you up. And you're too dumb to realize it. You know kind of how you speak? A woman that has convinced herself that she's trying to look out for you, but you're too dumb and stubborn to realize it. Right? And Chelsea says, think on Esther and Woodrow. Man, and Leon, exactly, exactly. And it would be the now. So I understand this, but I think it would destroy the society. It would shred society. But hey, doom. Um, but I think this would be so relieving for men and black men, right? And Leon says some of these women are on some European-ish, where the top 10%, where the 10% of males have all the children and the rest of men work like slaves in Egypt while the state gives women social welfare. That ding 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 ding, and what you just spoke to is a lot of what the nameless protagonist speaks to with the hive model, right? And that's all it is. Thank you for saying it. That's all it is. That is all it is. And the difference is they refuse to own the numbers, right? They refuse, bro. Bro, I've put, man, I have shoved the numbers in women's faces. Get your minds out the gutter, right? I have shoved the numbers in women's faces in a debate, bro. They freaking shatter. They shatter when they really, it's y'all heard me mention Ben Shapiro and Ezra Klein. Y'all heard me mention Patrick Bet David and Roland Martin. They shatter. It goes to I reference this all the time. Kevin Samuels, when he was speaking to that heavy set sister with the tattoo on her chest a little bit before he passed. And when y'all if you ever seen that clip, when she finally accepts what he's saying, she like the look of her attitude changed, because before she was hopeful. She was hopeful. Delusional, but hopeful. But when she had to own, like, the tattoo on my chest is counting me out. Maybe my shape is counting me out. My upbringing and my attitude is counting me out. All right, then. And it's just straight monster at that point. All right, then. Well, they just gonna have to deal with me if I gotta settle for average. It's Jekyll and Hyde. It's just a completely different person after that. Now, did she take that tone I just did? No, she didn't take that tone. But you saw the switch in her. You saw the switch in her. Right? I'm telling you. Ooh, that's good. And Ishmael says, Leon, participated, I think he's saying I participated in a study that examined foster care disparities across class and ethnicity some years ago. Black boys are overrepresented in foster care. Who's raising black boys again? Exactly. And all that does is hurt black women. Black women really they signed that Faustian bargain with white women and white men, and they got the ish end of the stick like times a million. They got the ish end of the stick, and they still ain't learned. They keep on thinking that they can quote unquote elevate their way out of black men, and they keep on running into the wall that they can't. All these programs it doesn't help you. Let's be kind and say financially it helps some of y'all. But what, to be single? That ain't helping you, because the white folks, the chasm is just exploding because they're getting married and staying married. They're getting married and staying married. And even when you find yourself in their spaces, they still not marrying you because it's called racism. It's called anti-blackness. And it's unfortunate that black women got to realize what anti-blackness look like and sound like after they were to pass around for white men. Oh, Steph Co. That's horrible. It's horrible to think that black women don't really fully appreciate anti-blackness until the white guys either turn them down or use them as human jack-off machines. Until the Latinos and the Arabs and the East Asians and the South Asians either turn them down, laugh in their face, or use them as personal human jack-off machines, and then turn around and marry women from their own ethnicity or race. Right? And Leon said, keep those social women employed. LOL. Yeah, that's all. They get enough money to graduate college, go work a 9 to 5, um, um, whatever soft science or whatever they got a degree in, if they're even doing with the career that entails anything for what they went to school for, and they earn just enough to barely afford that Benz, that Beamer, now Tesla Model 3, because y'all can't afford the Model S. Tesla Model Y, because you can't afford the Model X. And whatever condo or whatever house they barely could afford. They earn just enough for that, and to occasionally go out to brunch with the girls, and to occasionally buy an expensive bag. They earn just enough for that. Ask them what their savings look like. Oops. Huh? Tone Talks told y'all what them credit scores look like. Ouch. Now, if black men have higher credit scores than black women, who's holding down our credit scores as a race? Oops. Huh? So, Afro National, thank you for the super sticker. Thank you for the super sticker. So that's what it is, man. Look, Mr. Z got things to do. But so circling back, listening to Jason Black last night, listening to Tone Talk, shout out to both of them. Don't agree with both of them on either things all the time, but when both of them brothers, it's such a shame that they don't mess with each other. But when them brothers talk them numbers, it's hard to beat them when they start talking numbers. When they start talking numbers, and when they put it into perspective about what it means for black people and black people's life, black men and black men's life, it's really difficult to argue with them, right? And what I concluded from if y'all check out the links in my description box, is that black women see black men as their reparations. If white folks are only going to give them just enough money to get a degree and then go work back for those same white folks, and then spend money buying products with those same white folks, and their parents either didn't leave them anything, left them a pittance, or they're passing back money backwards to their parents, then guess what, black men? Guess what that means for you in your life? You're supposed to be her reparations. She's not going to frame it like that. She's going to frame it like that's what you're supposed to do. You're a man. While also saying that you're not a man, or calling you hyper masculine because you're jealous of white men. And so you try to overperform masculinity and it ends up hurting and harming black people, black LGBTQ and black women. So on one hand, she's going to tell you that's what you're supposed to do. But on the other hand, she's going to insult your manhood and your masculinity. So there's that part. Right? Thank you. And Mr. Shook to you says this is why they need men that make more than them, so to maintain their current lifestyle while they pay down their own debt from independent mindset. The Roger Report says this all the time. They need you to come in to pay for everything they need so they could pay for the things they want. They want you to pay for the things they want too. Right? You're supposed to take care of all the needs. But I mean, if we're supposed to have a Muslim family, sounds really Islamic to me, then do you want to go all the way? Oh, you don't want to go all the way because that would mean that you would have to adhere to what I say. And if you don't, then your dad or your older brother, your older male cousin is going to have to see you. And that's going to be some problems. So you don't really actually want to participate in Islam. Oops. Because if we're going to do the whole, I'm supposed to pay for the needs and you pay for what you want. If you pay for anything, your money is your money and my money is our money, or is the family's money. If we're going to do that, then we might as well go all the way Islam. But once again, that means that when you embarrass me or your father or older brother or older male cousin, then and this and finally, this speaks to the fact that this is why they are so goddamn post-structural. They're post-structural because they don't want no goddamn structure. This is why Mr. Z says negative liberty. That's why y'all hear me say negative liberty like, I don't know, a million times every stream. Surprised I didn't say it earlier. Did I? I don't recall. Pick and choose feminism. Patriarchy by feminist specifications. All of it. Right? So that's why you're supposed to be their reparations. Woo! I am Wolf. Ishmael, exactly. Haram Z, haram. And I am Wolf says Islam to feminist specifications. I am Wolf. I Wolf said a word right here because this, yeah, yep. And once again, I'm doing, like the brother said, what Kevin Samuels did. What I think that was Indigo that said that. I'm just putting words to their actions. This is what I was trying to tell FD Signify on the second conversation we had. I'm just putting words to their actions, right? Because they want to pick and choose, and the reason why this isn't working is because then when it's time to be accountable for whatever you chose or whatever you found yourself in, then they want to flip the script and do something else. It doesn't work. It just does not work. This is why post-structuralism does not work. I didn't say postmodernism. This is why post-structuralism doesn't work. Because it's a hodgepodge of all the positives. It's a hodgepodge of all the things you like, and when the price comes to bear for all the things you want and you like, then you want to flip to something else. Sometimes something diametrically opposed to that, and it doesn't work. It just doesn't. I'm with Z. You gotta trademark by specifications. I don't I. Okay, yeah. Let's LLC that. Mr. Z about to be a whole hypocrite. Z, aren't you the one that be talking about LLC Twitter? Yeah. Z gonna start a whole business, become rich, and he be like, "Black man is for who?" Next on Prime, Z featuring Bowser and FD Signifier. Oh man, Alexa, post the meme with the brother with his mouth open, looking like, oh. The black man's figure be like, oh, this Negro he's the worst. This Negro sold us out in the worst way. No, I'm not built for it. I'm not. Money, yes. Maybe starting a business, yes. I still won't be selling people on business, even if I had a successful business. For principle. You need workers. And I'm not about condescending to people, even if I did have a successful business. The reason you poor is because you ain't started a business. That's not why. Right. So yeah, yo. Let me get out y'all ear before y'all get annoyed of this goddamn sniffling. Ishmael said, get that merch popping, right? I'm gonna start pimping shirts and sweaters. Ooh, Z, you just thought that. I thought it. Black men are not your reparations. Homegirl Bowser want to talk about black women are not here to save you. Fine, black men are not your reparations. How about that? Y'all heard it here first. Don't steal it. Right? And if you really want to get spicy with it, BW, black men are not your reparations. Uh-oh. Right? We should, when I say we, I mean ADOS, FBA, right? We should get reparations, but black men are not black women's reparations. I mean, I am Wolf. When I played to y'all or when I said to y'all what Paris Milan said, isn't that what she said? I'm Wolf says reparations by feminist specifications. Isn't that what Paris Milan said? Didn't I play it for y'all? I think I played it for y'all. Literally, that's what she said. If you're in an interracial relationship, you don't get reparations. If you what else did she say? If you're a passport bro, you don't get reparations. If you are a rapper or whatever and you use B's and H's, you don't get reparations. If you she was going through the litany of them. So I mean, like, I'm with, why are you saying that? I mean, like, Paris Malone literally said that though. Once again, FD, this is what it looks like when you put words to, when you actually get to the point of what they're saying. See, I'm Wolf says reparations by feminist specifications, and then I gave an example of a woman that literally pretty much said that. Now, she didn't say exactly what Ishmael said, but when you listen to her, that is what she said. You see that? Dear black women, this is what Kevin Samuels said to the young lady when he said, so you're saying you're average at best. Because she was saying that. He just said it in fewer words. Just like I Am Wolf just did to what Paris Malone said a little while ago. I mean, Ishmael, we could say Yanni too. What's the incentive? Once again, to all of you heterosexual feminists that think that when you relieve women from needing men, when you quote unquote liberate women from needing men, then they'll be okay with ending up with men that earn less than them, that might not have the status or the fame that they have, and what you're hearing from women, including Yanni, shout out to Ishmael, is absolutely not. Just because I'm rich don't mean I don't want a richer man. Maybe, possibly, maybe I'll settle for a man that's on my same level of wealth. Possibly, maybe, now you pulling teeth, a man that's just a smidge less wealthy or famous than me. But not famous and not rich at all? Absolutely not. Bruh. And I'm with says, what about being married to an enabling elite Nigerian? I don't know what. Look, man, I say it all the time. Shout out to all you brothers that date and marry these women. I know we all think we're the exception to the rule. Mr. Z doesn't. I don't have that type of ego. Does Mr. Z think he's special to his lady? Yes. But if she was talking crazy about black men, quote unquote, in general, but I'm quote unquote I'm different. Yeah, nope. Yeah, she did say that. And Detroit says, you black men don't deserve reparations, essentially is what she was saying. Ishmael said, emphasis on settling. You know she settled for anyway, too easy, right? Huh. Whatever. Shout out to all you men that end up with women like this. We tried to tell you. If and when it goes south, just remember the black manosphere tried to tell you. And let's be clear. For the most part, you already knew. You just thought you were the exception. You thought you were different. Alrighty then. Right? And on that note, everyone, look, Mr. Z been talking y'all head off for 3 hours. Jesus. And once again, Afro National, thank you for the super sticker. And we will truly pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all have a great, great rest of y'all day. It is a Saturday. Y'all go touch grass. Go outside, go touch grass. Right? I can't say the other part before my channel get flagged, but okay. Right? Ronan said somebody's got to lose, Z. Man, they're trying to put black men in the losing chair forever. But yeah, y'all go enjoy your day. It's a beautiful Saturday. At least here in South Florida right now, because it's not raining for right now. Y'all know how Florida is. It's not hurricane force weather right now in this very moment. Vincent, I'm not even gonna say it. See, that was the other part of the sentence, right? Or the other side of the period. And yeah, y'all go touch grass and enjoy your day. But yeah, so we will pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content, for the love of God. And like I said, I do think that they see us as their reparations. Y'all check out the links in the description. I listen to them at 2x speed, right? Yeah. So but that I'm used to listening to things at 2x speed now, right? Ed should have never introduced me to it because it's always been there. I clicked it a couple of times, like 1.25 speed. It just felt so fast to me. But now I listen to things so often in 2x speed. I almost wish that there was a faster speed to listen to things too. Oh, you down the street. Ryan James said Sunrise, Florida. He down the street. Right. For those of you that don't know, Sunrise is in Broward County. That's yeah. Broward County is the county north of Dade County. Miami-Dade County. Right? Better you. I ain't even going to read that out loud. Hysterical. That sounds like grape, sir. Oh yeah, yeah. Some of y'all still in wintertime, huh? Grab second gear says go touch some snow. Exactly. Some of y'all. I forgot. I forgot. I'm in South Florida. The rest of y'all are not. Oh man! Shout out to everything. I don't know north of Florida. Definitely those of you north of the Mason Dixon. Right. So on that note, like I said, y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. Go enjoy your life. Go touch some grass. Maybe go touch some other things, people. And yeah. Oh, I gotta check out a Lapeef video. See, how did you miss the Lapeef video? Okay, I'll check out his channel. What am I looking for? Let me know, Ben. I'm about to end out. All right. Is she? No, stop, stop. What? Kim Nicole threatening Travis Kelce? If y'all see Z's face right now, it's the craziest side eye ever. Wow. Okay, leave the link. Leave the link in the comments because I'm about to end out. But yeah, wow. She'll expose a secret. Are black women? So shout out to BGS for showing us that I own you, Negro. So are black women starting to say when they date one white man, they're trying to tell the white man, I own you, white man. You can't leave me. You can't quit me. So now they think they own white men too? America, this is your doing. America, white folks, white conservatives, white liberals, white capitalists, white socialists, this is your doing. Black women and their schizophrenia, this is your doing. This not on black men, this is on y'all. And I'll end that on this. Of course, black women are on what they're on. You helped them to defecate on black men for centuries, decades, right? You told them white men were the best thing to ever happen on planet Earth. And so when they get one, they don't want to let go. Especially a chisel chin Brad. I mean, like, Travis Kelce is the Brad. And when the Brad ends up with the Miss Ann, I was going to say Becky, but, right? And the black woman feels slighted, what do we think? Right? And Mr. Shukti says, I heard rumblings of it, but when I see her name, I just keep strolling. And she's attractive to me. I'll find her attractive. What a waste. What a waste. Move on. You can get one of these lame ass Negroes with a couple of dollars to wife you up after the white man. But yeah, it's embarrassing. Talk about cringe. Okay, and Ishmael said Uncle D put up a post. Okay, I'll go check it out. Dana Sperling, I'll check it out. No, I did not. And Wolf says, yo, speaking about snow, did you see that children's book for black boys talking about staying away from snow bunnies? If I recall correctly, I remember Gabrielle Union saying she was going to raise Wade's boys to appreciate and love black women. Uh-oh. You might have went too far with that one. Which y'all forgot about that, huh? You might have went too far with that one. Huh? Now but we're not even saying black men. Now we're telling black boys to profess their love for black women, for black girls, and denounce non-black women. Okay, yeah, that's it. Because that's more important. Thank you, International Roland. You beat me to it. And International Roland says again, thanks to black women not educating young black men, because that's more important than whether your black boys know how to read or not. Now you understand why Dr. T and BGS says ConcuSurf, right? Jake, if that's true, I'm not surprised. Ben said you're gonna feed on this for days. I'm gonna check it out. I'm gonna check it out. But let me end out, y'all. So, okay, let's do our outro one more again. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Um, Mr. Z, what are you doing? I'll pause right here. Love, peace, and chicken grease. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day. Y'all go check out other Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. Look, he darkness. God damn. He said him, and the second I saw him, I thought of Bernie Mac. Him downstairs. Stop. Man, look, this is why I can't end out. Oh, man. Just seeing him, the first thing that came to my mind was him downstairs. Rest in peace, Bernie. Okay. Y'all go check out non see low key darkness, you to mess me up. Y'all go check out Black Manosphere content, other non-Manosphere content. Go touch some grass, go read something. Y'all go chill out on y'all weekend. All right. Y'all have a great rest of y'all day.